This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode and a brand new week of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and after last week's week of Stoicism, which is a lot of a couple of exercises, but really a lot of thinking in there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely enjoy going through that, and I'll probably come back to that. I think maybe once every 2 months or so. I barely got through some of my favorite points within the month of this daily Stoic, let alone the other 11 months. So this week, however, I'm gonna theme it again a little bit, but not in the same way that I themed my last 2 weeks on specific philosophies or models. This is more so on a concept, and this week is the week of do. And so one of the things I struggled with a lot is previously, not so much now. I've definitely recognized this and the need for me to make some changes around this area in my life. But I definitely got distracted by shiny things. I definitely really enjoyed talking about ideas, hoping that somebody else would do them, and I would also then play along. What I later realized was it's no one's job to live out my dreams. It's their job to live out their dreams. And so because of that, it was very important and crucial for me to make sure that I went about pursuing the things I wanted to do. So this week is the week of the do. Week of the doing. Action, basically. This podcast today is called The One Thing Holding You Back. And the one thing holding you back is action, is doing, is stepping into the warrior and actually now time to do the work. Push the emotions aside, move through the fears, which we're going to talk through a little bit today. But otherwise, really, it's about being able to then start doing the work unapologetically. And so quite often, this may be, and I do know there's particular people that are more inclined to do the work and hardly any of the thinking, and so that's great as well, and they often learn by experience. Now, we learn by two ways. One's awareness, the other one's experience. With awareness, which is very, very, very intelligent way, which is a very intelligent way of learning, is because I can be aware of other people's experiences by reading or watching or listening, observing, having a mentor, and I can learn from their experiences. That's a really resourceful way. If you're so fucking stubborn that all you do is learn from experience, and some people wear it as a badge of honor, you're just a fucking idiot. You should learn by experience, yes, but don't be so ignorant in your own ego to think that, no, I have to sort it out for myself. And it's just no, you actually don't. You don't have to sort it out for yourself. I think some things are very important to learn by experience, but just being on the awareness band or the experience band, either way, you're actually, just by experience, you're writing your story so fucking slow, but you're lacking self-awareness, and you're lacking awareness of other people's intelligence, and that's how unresourceful is that. So I really encourage you to learn by awareness and learn by experience. It's like saying, don't touch that sword. It's I'll find out for myself. It's you think you're so, and definitely, I have 100% been there, where my tail is between my legs, and I go back to somebody who told me I probably shouldn't have done something, and gave me good reason, but hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm 23, and I have yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Of course you do, buddy. Of course you do. And so, I say that because those are some experiences that definitely, I look back now, I'm I probably should have listened, or I probably should have sought some sort of, mentor, or I should have definitely bounced this idea off more people rather than just going for it, right? And there's your experience. So, but hey, you know what? Don't just learn by my experience. There's your awareness. All right. So let's bring this back full circle, though. So if there's something that you're genuinely wanting to move towards or do, it could be literally, bringing forward an idea or a project to your boss, right through to whether you're going to do uni or start a business, or you're going to compete in your first figure model comp, or you want to go try CrossFit, you want to write a book, whatever it is that you've been desiring / pursuing slash wanting to do for a long time, and you've talked about it, right? You've planned, you've done the planning, or at least a bit of research, right? Done a bit of market research or whatever it may be, and you've done the whole secret thing. You've done the law of attraction, and you sat there and you imagined your future, and you done all that. Great, cool. That's the first sort of tier type stuff, which is great. The internal, subjective, but what it comes down to now, and I know you know this, but what it really comes down to is now doing the work. Now, if you haven't done the work, because even if you're sitting there and you're thinking, no, I've done the work, that's why I'm successful and that's why I'm at where I'm at now. It's like, yeah, are you telling me there isn't one single thing in your life that you would like to do that you're putting off? It's like you need to be sitting there and asking yourself, and I really recommend you do this. It's like, why am I putting that off? And it's the reason behind the reason why you do something, or also why you don't do something. And what I mean by it's the reason behind you do it. It's like, okay, you haven't written a book. All right, I haven't written it because I don't have much time. Okay, there's your reason. What's the reason behind the reason? What's the reason behind you don't have much time? It's like, well, I'm actually scared about not being able to complete the project and continuing on a story from what I've never been able to complete assignments when I was younger, yada 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 yada. So go deeper than the initial reason why you aren't doing something, right? And it's crucial to sort of look at that sort of stuff. When someone goes, I think I know why I do it, it's like, I kind of don't know if you do know why you do what you do. And this is where it always comes back down to, like, we can sit here and we can debate and we can pull apart all these reasons, and it's like, what's stopping me? It's like not doing the work. There is definitely mental programs and all that sort of stuff, but it's like, if you're wanting to lose weight, if you're wanting to get fit, okay, and you're like, put yourself in a position where you're going to have some form of accountability. Now, accountability and responsibility are two different things. Let's just pull those apart just for a moment. I build a facility here. I build a gym where we give our clients accountability. You book in for your sessions. There's going to be X amount of people per group, and we know that you're booked in and you're meant to be coming here. That's accountability. But I'll be damn fucking sure it's not my responsibility for you to get your results. We provide you with everything you need. It is your responsibility to get your results. I'm not going to promise you results because I have no idea of your history. I have no idea of any struggles that you may have. I have no idea what's going to happen to your family in the next 6 weeks. No idea. So I provide accountability. You have to provide the results. We can't provide it because the reason why I set it up that way, it might sound almost like, a bad part of the industry or some shit, but the reason why I did that was because if you're going to blame me for the good in your life, you'll blame me for the bad if it goes bad, right? That's the reality of it. I am not responsible for your results. You are. I'm responsibility for the accountability that provides you an opportunity to get results. And this is a really big difference, right? This is a really big difference. So if you are wanting to lose weight, and this actually applies, I'm using this as an example, but this applies into writing a book. This applies across to, saving money. This applies to buying a house. This applies to building a business. You need to be accountable, right? Don't just think that don't bash yourself into thinking I should just have the motivation. It's like, motivation fucking sucks. It's there when you need it the least, and it's gone when you need it the most. Do not rely on motivation. Use it as a power boost, right? So you're not meant to always be motivated, and you're not meant to always have the answers. But if you were able to have accountability to someone, that you're not handing over your responsibility, then that's where change can really occur. That's when people come together and they really achieve things. And so what I'm going to finish this podcast off with is that whatever it is, and it's so hard saying this because every single person that's driving or right now or listening to this in their earphones and they're on the bus or cooking breakfast or winding down for the day, each and every single one of you has a different outcome. But at the end of the day, it's kind of all the same as well. And what's going to get you to that outcome is work. It is work. It is doing it before you go to your 9 to 5. It is doing it after you go to your 9 to 5. It is doing it so that you're not waiting for somebody else to give you your goals, to give you your dreams. You know this. I'm just reminding you that your goals are your responsibility. They're yours and no one else's. So do the work, lead by example, learn by experience, learn by awareness, but above all, stop talking. It's time to do the work. Team, thank you very much for listening to this podcast. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, I would love it if you would share it with someone else. I also want to say that this was one of the biggest lessons. I know, kind of sounds strange, but this is one of the biggest lessons I had to learn, was that there was no one coming to find me. And I'll probably talk about this in greater detail later this week, but there was no one coming to find me. There was no one coming to rescue me. There was no one's responsibility to get me out of my depressive state. It was mine, and it was my responsibility. And the only way that I had to get out of there was work, and it took a long time. And so that's why I think I'm so passionate about this particular message, and that's why I think it's so crucial for us all to hear, is that we build a life by working, right? We really do. Not just working for the man. I'm talking like building your life's work. And that's what I'm really referring to here. So team, thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate it. As always, I hope you got something out of this. And until next time, peace and pizza, kick today in the dick, and slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.